Hello everyone, welcome to the class and this is our okay, so this class is about our punctuation marks and you can see the SLO on the screen. Okay, so this SLO is a very comprehensive SLO. We would try our best to complete it in a perfect way. So our point A in the SLO says punctuation, full stops, commas, capitalization, etc. Okay, so this actually is about simple and compound sentences. We use these things. Mostly we become confused when we have simple and compound sentences, so we would get into the depths of everything. So today what I have decided to focus on our first point, that's point A, punctuation. Okay, so I will take you to another screen now. So now let me ask from any particular student, what is the importance of punctuation marks? So, Ghulam Shabir, can you tell me what is the importance of punctuation marks?
Yes, sir. Punctuation is, we can say, a beauty of a language or writing. If we are not giving or using the punctuations, our writing is like a body without soul. So it's better and it's very important and it's very crucial for every person or every writer to use the punctuation in his writing.
Okay.
Without punctuations, it's I just quoted example, it's a body without soul. Without punctuations, writing is like a body without soul.
Okay, very good. Asha, now if anybody wants to say something, you can raise hand, okay, and I'll give you a chance. Asha, now on the screen you see a quotation. Okay, so the quotation says that I don't judge people based on race, creed, color, or gender. Consider that this person is an assessor because I'm taking it in a kind of exam situation. Okay, so for example, this is assessor, and she says that I don't judge people based on race, creed, color, or gender. I judge people based on spelling, grammar, punctuation, and sentence structure. Now, see, when you have this kind of thing, let me take you here to exact this quotation. Now, to score high, for example, this is what an assessor might say. Okay, so an assessor here has many papers, and the paper which is perfect in terms of spelling, grammar, punctuation, and sentence structure, then that paper can score high. The assessor would be very happy with that, and he can give more marks to that student. Acha, so another point that when you are writing, you need to make your message very clear to the reader. Okay, when we speak, we naturally take pauses, and we, through our intonation, tell whether we are asking or telling or we are showing an emotion. Okay, so we add intonation to our speak to our sentences while speaking. But when we are writing, there are punctuation marks which help us do these things. Okay, so for example, here, can you read this sentence, Suren, on the screen? Yes, Suren, can you read this sentence
We are going to learn to cut and paste kids.
again loudly? We are going to learn to cut and paste kids. Now, what do you think? Meaning, we are going. This sentence means that we are going to cut and paste kids, right? Is that possible? See, comma matters. Here, we needed a comma here, meaning we are saying this to kids that if here I gave a comma, then it means I'm saying this to the students, to kids, that we are going to learn to cut and paste. Acha, another thing, for example, here this, what does it say? Red squirrels drive slowly. Now, for example, without punctuation, this message is unclear, right? Meaning as if we are saying to the red squirrels. Okay, so it's important that we should know how to use punctuation marks. Okay, now I'll take you to another screen. Okay, so let me take you to another screen. Okay, so first of all, I'll ask you some of the names of the punctuation marks because already you know these things. Okay, so let's see. Acha, I'll ask particular students. Please raise your hand if you want to answer. How do you say this in English? What is its name? This punctuation mark on the screen. Raise your hand. Okay, Abdul Rafi, tell us what is this? Yes, Abdul Rafi, your hand is up, so please tell me.
Catastrophe.
Sorry, say it loudly. Say it loudly. Samavya, you say it. Yes, Samavya, go ahead.
Comma.
Tell us. Yeah, it's a comma. Okay, good. Okay, now raise your hand. Who would like to tell me what's this? How do you say this in English? Okay, Zakria, go ahead, tell me.
Full stop, sir.
Okay, very good. It's a full stop. Okay. Full stop, or we also call it period. Okay. So now who will tell me what's this? How do you say this in English? Raise your hands, everybody. Okay. Shanila, can you tell us what's this? See, I will take particular name. Okay.
Colon.
Okay, Abdul Rafi is telling us. Abdul Rafi, you are saying it's colon. Asha, see, remember the rules. If I'm not asking, please don't tell me. Okay, if you know the answer, wait a minute, be patient. Just raise the hint. Just raise the hint and don't tell me, don't pop up. I'll give you the chance. Okay, so it's colon. Okay, right, you are correct. Asha, now what's this? How do you say this in English? Raise your hand, please. Don't tell me, don't pop up the answer. Nigat, go ahead, tell me.
Semicolon, sir.
It's a semicolon. Okay, very good. Now, what are these marks called? Who would tell me? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Shanila, will you tell us?
Don't know, sir.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, Umenur, you tell us.
Sir, quotation mark.
Quotation marks. Okay, very good. Okay, what are these called in English? How do you say this in English? What are these marks known as? Raise your hands. Okay, Rafi, go ahead, tell us.
Sir, brackets.
Brackets. Okay, any other student who would like to say? Okay, let me ask Samavya, you go ahead. Yes.
I don't know, sir. What to say it in English?
Okay. Anybody, if you know,
Sir,
raise your.
parenthesis.
Acha, okay. Who said that? Rafi said it. Oh, okay. So earlier you said brackets. Okay. So these are parentheses. Okay. Now what are these called, Rafi?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay. Raise your hands. Anybody, if you know. Omenur, you are raising hand. Tell us.
Sir, square
What's it called? Again, loudly.
square
Square brackets. Okay, let's find out. So these are just brackets. Okay. So maybe
Projects.
maybe they have different names in mathematics. Maybe if you have learned this in mathematics or some other subjects. So now this is very easy. Okay, I think everybody should know this. So everybody's hand should be up. If you are not raising hand, I guess that you don't know this thing. It's very common. Okay, so everybody raise your hands. Still, some students are not raising hand. It means that they don't know. I'll take the names of those students who are not raising hands. Okay, Abdul Rafi, Hassan. Okay, and Sarang is also not raising hand. Abdul Rafi, Hassan, Sheikh, you are not raising hand. It means that you don't know this thing. Sarang, don't you know this? Abdul Rafi is also not raising hand. It's a very common. It's very easy. Okay, Mohsen Memon, you tell me what's this? Yes, Mohsen
It's
Memon.
a question mark.
It's a question mark. Very easy. Okay. So now what's this? It's again very easy. Okay.
Question mark.
Okay. Good. It's what?
Exclamation.
Exclamation mark. Okay. Okay. Achha, I'll take the name of the student from whom I'll ask. Okay. So what's this called? Who knows this? Raise your hands, please. Okay, now I see that many hands went down. Many students lowered their hand. Only four students are raising hands. Okay, Rafe, you go ahead.
Sir, hyphen.
It's a hyphen. Are you sure? Anybody
Dash
else?
is
Umenur? Hyphen also looks like this. Okay. Umenur, what's this?
Yeah, I think have.
It's hyphen. Let's find out. Okay, it's a dash. Hyphen also looks like this.
sir.
Okay, so we would maybe learn about hyphen also. Okay, so what's this called? Very interesting punctuation mark, and I never knew this punctuation mark until I started writing stories. Okay, and until I started reading stories and novels carefully, and I paid attention to this thing and I researched about it. Okay, so Umme Noor is raising hand. Umme Noor, tell us, only you are raising hand. Yes.
Sir, ellipses.
Okay, very good. It's ellipses. Okay. So now here you might be wondering, everybody, that why I'm just telling the names and why I'm not telling their usages. We would come to usages a little later. Okay, so this is first a refresher. A kind of I wanted to see how many of you know how many punctuation marks. Okay, so let's see. So now, what's this called? Raise your hands. Okay, Umenu's hand is up. What about others? I have 15 students at the moment, and from 15, only Umenur is raising hand. And I see that Umenur's hand also went down. She lowered her hand. Okay, Rafi is raising hand. Rafi, go ahead, tell us.
Sir, underscore.
Underscore. Okay, very good. Yes, it's underscore. I think those of you who have email IDs with underscores, you know that it is called underscore because you have used underscore in your email ID. I remember that many people, I have seen many email IDs with underscores. Okay, let's go ahead. I shall now see which is the missing punctuation here in this sentence. Okay, here this sentence. Raise your hands, and here are the options. Okay, so these are the options. Here you see the options, and here it's the sentence. What's missing here? Let me see how many of you know these things. These are basic things. Okay, I see many students are raising hands. Atif, you go ahead.
Full stop, sir.
Full stop. Okay, anybody else? Samavia, what do you think?
Full stop.
Okay, Samavia, tell me, is there any Tuba Gul in her class?
No, sir.
Okay, so Tuba Gul is waiting here in the waiting room, so I'll remove her. Okay, so full stop, you are right. Okay. See, I clicked on comma and it was wrong. Okay. So see, you are right. So now, what's missing here? Who would tell me which punctuation mark I should give here? See the options and see the sentence. This is a sentence, okay, and these are options. Read the sentence. Acha, let me ask someone to read this sentence. Let me see. Gulam Shabi, go ahead and read this sentence.
She said, "It's expensive."
Okay, Gulam Shabi, tell us what punctuation marks should I give here?
Sir, quotation marks.
Quotation marks. Why?
Because, sir, it's a narrative and we are narrating the other's words.
Okay, very good. You remember the rule, okay? Because we are telling the actual thing, okay? Let me see if you are right. Yes, you are right. Okay. Now let me ask this from Hassan. Hassan, go ahead and tell me what punctuation mark should I give? What's missing? Yes.
Sir, colon.
Colon. Are you sure? Let's see. Okay. So you are right. But do you remember that I had, also taught you that you would use comma here also, right? Comma here and a full stop here, right? So see, it's still there are many things that we would learn again. So this is just say a refresher on punctuation marks. Okay, so many things are coming up in our coming classes. So we would go into the depth of these things. So now, who would tell me what is missing here? What punctuation mark is missing? Okay, which is the missing?
Question mark, sir.
Okay, Rafael. Okay, okay. Asha, see, raise your hand, please. Okay, so question mark is missing here. Okay, very good. Now, what's missing here? Raise your hand. Yes. Raise your hand.
Question mark.
Okay, raise your hand, please. Don't pop up the answer. Who was telling the answer? Can you go ahead and tell us again? I want to see who spoke. Let me see. Hassan, did you speak? Okay, Hassan, what's your option?
Sir, exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Now, Asha, Samavia, tell me, is there any Azhar in our class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll admit him. Okay, now tell me, Samavia, which punctuation mark is missing in this sentence? Can you read the sentence to us?
I bought a pen, a rubber, a sharpener, and a ruler,
Okay, what shall I use?
comma.
Comma, why comma?
Because we are explaining list of things, and in list of things to separate them we use comma.
That's very good. Okay, very good. So you remember the rule of separating the items on a list. Very good. Okay. So this is giving me a signal that I should focus on some, things, something new. Maybe these things I will also discuss in our coming classes. But those things that maybe I will not focus on them much. Okay. And I also understand that if Samavia knows this thing, there might be any other students who don't know this thing. So I'll touch these things. Don't worry. Okay. Now let me go to another sentence. Acha, let me ask this from someone else. Okay, so let me see. Naseem is also here. Naseem, can you tell me what shall I use here? What's missing? Which is the missing punctuation? Yes. What's missing? Yes, what's missing? Only Samavia is raising hand. Anybody else? Raise your hands if you know. Rafe is also raising hand. Abdul Rafe, you go ahead. Yes.
Dash.
I think sir dash will come here.
Okay, a dash. Okay, let's see. And why dash? Why dash? Can you tell me why dash?
Because sir separating two different numbers.
Acha, Samavya is raising. Samavya, tell us why.
I also think the same.
What is the reason? Because
Uh, because we are writing two separate numbers, and to separate them, if we are writing 5, we would not do that because it is only one number.
let me tell you, actually this is adjective, okay? 25 here is adjective, a compound adjective, okay? So that's why we use them. So for example, sometimes in stories you see, we say that 5-year-old girl. So 5-year-old we write, with, dashes, and then we make them adjectives, compound adjectives. Okay, let's move. Asha, who will tell me what would go here?
Sir, ellipses will come at the wandering.
Acha, who said that? Hassan said this, right? Hassan,
No
why did
sir, it's me as a
Acha, Azhar, you are talking. Azhar, remember the rule I did not ask you. If you would break the rules, I will remove you from the classes. This is instruction that I have given many times. Okay, because I'm also recording these lectures, and those of the students who would watch later on, or for everybody else in the world, I want to give them a neat and clean say video. And also remember that if you want to say something, raise your hand. There's option in your Zoom to raise the option, raise the hand. Okay, as I tell me why you think the ellipsis would go there. What is the usage of ellipsis? Yes, Azhar. What is the usage? Why we give ellipsis here? What's the reason?
I think sir because of direct speech.
Because of direct speech. Anybody else who knows the usage of ellipsis? Why do we use ellipsis? Okay, Samavya, go ahead. Your hand is up.
So because when we are writing or speaking something which is continuing, like if we are wondering or if we are thinking something, we will think it right, and we will go into that scheme, or that's why we are putting ellipses there.
Okay, you are very close. You are very close. Rafi is also raising hand. Rafi, tell us.
So maybe before starting a dialogue, we have to put a ellipsis.
No, 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 no. Asha, Samavya was correct. When we think, meaning when we, pause for a few seconds. So
Okay.
ellipsis is used to show a pause. So for example, in many stories, when I want my character is thinking or is hesitating to speak and taking unnatural pauses, then we use ellipsis. Ellipsis show a pause. Okay. Asha, everybody, and now that's it for today. Okay, so what I wanted you to learn today is that some basics of punctuation marks, and you should recall the basic rules of punctuation marks. Okay, and if you have still any question, you can leave in GCR, and you might be wondering that why I did not tell you the usages of these things. Actually, this is not something that we would cover in one class. Okay, it would be continued for 2, 3 classes. At least coming 2 classes would be on punctuation mark. Okay, so today's class was a wonderful class, and we learned what are these punctuation marks and what are their names. Everybody, put yourselves on mute. Let me see who has not muted themselves. Okay, so I hope you learned the basic names of these things. If you didn't know any, for example, ellipses. Now, what I want you to learn today, I want you to go and watch this lecture again when I post it in your GCR. Okay, the link would be shared with you. What I want you to do, go and re-watch it and make notes in your English register. For example, three dots. These dots are known as ellipses. Now this should go as a note in your English register. So what I want you to do today, I want you to take some notes, and if you don't know any name of any punctuation, remember that, memorize it, and uh,
Okay.
and also pay attention to the sentences which I gave you, and I asked you which one you would use there. So maybe pay attention to this also. But again, this thing I'll talk about in our coming lecture, where I would tell you the usages of every single punctuation mark. Okay, let me see if I can finish in coming to classes. And after I have taught you the usages of these punctuation marks, then I will give you a comprehensive exercise online in the class to solve. Okay, so I'll ask individually students, and I would give them sentences, and they would punctuate them. Okay, so that's it for today. If anybody anything you have to ask me or say, raise your hand. Okay, nobody is raising hand. So it's time for me to end the meeting. Thank you for coming and attending the class. I hope you learned so many things. And until next time, goodbye.
Thank you, sir, and also for giving your precious time to us.
Thank you. Thank you.